I'm just laid back, man.
Picking teams.
No. I'm just laid back. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Lamont and Larry on a laid back Wednesday, taking your power phone calls. I'm Lamont. He's Larry. We want to know what y'all got to say after we give our opening monologue. Larry, say something to the people.
Man, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to 2020. And I'm glad we are back. Power is back in full effect for the moment. And I'm just going to start off by saying I'm done with Power. I'm not going to see Ramona naked, so I'm done. Out. Peace, you guys.
See, y'all know he's back and he's going to be doing them crazy questions. Y'all better get ready. Hide your kids, hide your wife, because he's going to ask crazy questions to everybody. So, Larry, let's start out by letting the people know what we're going to cover today. First and foremost, if y'all haven't seen the picture that they've got floating around the internet with Tommy wearing a hat and he's down here like this, and it says Tommy Show. Yeah, Tommy going to Cali, he getting the show. It's just a matter of who is he going to bring with him. Larry, can my man Tommy carry a show?
Man, I think there's so much to happen on the West Coast with this. I mean, I was saying early on that they ought to expand Power out, where they ought to do like Power LA, Power Miami, Power New Orleans. I think there's room to do all kinds of stuff. So I really would have liked if they would have kept Dre alive, because they could have sent Dre somewhere else. Like how Dre was basically trying to dip out of town. He could have took Congressman Tate's money out, went somewhere, and they could have had a Power, I don't know, like a Power Las Vegas or something, or a Power New Orleans, like I was saying. But I definitely think, being from the West Coast has enough material out there. You have all the stuff with the Crips and the Bloods. You have all the stuff with the Armenian mob out there. You have the stuff with the Mexican mob and all the cartels. There's a whole lot of material that can pop off with the West Coast.
So what you saying? You saying Tommy going to be the new Breaking Bad hood version?
Oh man, I don't know. That could be, but he don't really cook. So he's definitely gonna be the Walter White business side of things. I don't know if he's gonna be on the cooking side, but yeah, I definitely can see him Breaking Bad on the West Coast.
Hey, it wouldn't take him long to learn how to cook. I mean, little baking soda, little peroxide, little melt. I mean, I don't know the full damn recipe, but I mean, it wouldn't take much for Tommy to get a chemistry lab going. Hey, this is Tommy. He is that hound from hell. That's Tommy.
That is true. I will say this about him, though, going to the West Coast, is that the West Coast and the East Coast are two different animals. I mean, the streets are the streets everywhere, but the West Coast is the wild, wild West. It is still wild out there. It is not as organized, I think, as the East Coast. And I think he might get caught up in some mess. I think he's going to have a learning curve when he gets out there.
That's true. Now that we got him out the way, and we'll probably come back to him, let's talk to the people about all these crazy ass leaks, brother. I mean, it is worse than Nene leaks. It's leaks all over the place. I mean, man, boy.
Nene leaks, huh?
Yeah, Nene ain't the leak. The leak is power. And so,
man,
what's been going on here is you've had both episodes leak. You've had 50 Cent said he's upset with Star, and he don't understand how the leaks got out there in the first place. So that's everything that's going on. And a lot of people have said that they're not all that thrilled about how the endings have gone down.
Okay.
Do you think that they released these leaks on purpose, or what do you think is the basis of these leaks?
I mean, it could be that they released some of it on purpose just to sort of keep the hype train going. But I'll be honest with you, I have intentionally not watched some of your videos. And I've intentionally not watched some of these leaks because I actually want to be surprised a little bit and experience it. Because, I watched the show with my wife. And so I want to be able to actually see it and kind of have a first viewing experience while I'm watching it. So it's tough when you see and the stuff is out there, but you're trying not to watch it. But I think some of it has come. I mean, it's definitely come from the inside. It has to, because they're the ones who know it. They're the ones that have access to the material. So,
Word.
you know, it's coming from the inside. It's just a matter of from who and why, you know.
True. Now let me shout out my man DVD King, who anytime he catch us live stream, my man super chats me. He super chats. We done lost Larry for a minute. I don't know what the hell happened to Larry, but Larry, get on back in here when you can. I'm gonna shout out my man DVD King for dropping a nice super chat. Larry, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm back now.
Okay. And if you want to super chat a brother, hey, super chat. We'll try to get you on the air. And DVD King, I'll hit you up via the Facebook link. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, call us. Larry ain't asked y'all them crazy ass questions he loved to ask in damn near 3 months. He's chopping at the bits. He's upset about what's going on with Ramona. And he is prepared to hit y'all with that fire. The number to call, and the line is wide open right now, 202-921-1842. And while we're waiting for people to call, Larry, since you haven't watched all the leaks, and neither have I. I watched a few, but not all of them. So I don't know the story in totality. However, considering what we just seen with Tommy,
right,
him going to California,
do
you think that there's any chance he might be hooking back up or having some kind of storyline dealing with Tariq?
Yeah, I do. You know what I can see happening, the way that Tommy and Tasha left it open, where he didn't kill her, and he expressed to her, you know, she expressed to him, look, she was snitching. She was going to snitch on you to save cash. I think that really saved him, because when she was like, no, she loved me, there was nothing, she wasn't going to flip on me. But then when Tasha said she was doing this to protect cash, I think he understood, yeah, she loved that boy and she would have done anything to protect him, including turn me in. And so I think when Tasha said that, it sort of saved her in that moment. But I think because they did that, it left that door open for them to work together in the future. So I could very likely see where Tasha and Tariq continue to work together, growing their drug business in New York. And then with Tommy on the West Coast, he could very easily become their connect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I could see some crossover happening at the very least, where they have, you know, if Tariq and Tasha are not on his show all the time, you know, them having a separate show and Tommy popping in from here and there, you know, from time to time as they're connect, you know, just whatever, making deals. Maybe Tariq has to fly out there, you know, to introduce himself or whatever. I can see that. I can see that working out for him.
Right. I guess the thing to do here is, because when we talk about leaks, and somebody made a comment, they was like, I'm talking about weak ass leaks when the whole episode is out there. For ass, that's what I'm talking about. The whole 2 fucking episodes is a damn leak. If that's not a leak, what the hell is a leak? That's what I'm talking about. Having said that, I'm staying away from the whole stories, because I don't want to talk about the whole story. I don't want to know everything just yet, because people ain't privileged to get the leak. So for me to talk about this, it's very difficult, because I pretty much know what's going to happen.
Right.
When we talked about the Tommy leak, would you believe people got up on here and said that it was a fake, it wasn't going to happen, nothing was going to come from it, and sure enough, it happened. So I have no thought but to think that in this particular 2 episodes that have been dropped, it ain't nothing 50 can do to change that.
Right. There's not, I mean, once the leaks happen, they just happen. I mean, it's not like we haven't seen it before throughout the years. I mean, we've seen entire movies leaked online, you know? I mean, I remember when Wolverine came out, I was able to see Wolverine without the special effects even finalized. I mean, stuff gets leaked. I mean, once it's out there, it's out there. I mean, unless they're going to go spend millions of dollars going to reshoot everything, you know? And I don't think most people understand that when you're filming a TV show, TV shows are basically like having a small budget movie for, you know, for 10, 12, 22, 24 episodes. You know, it's each of these episodes are costing probably upwards of $3 or $4 million because you have all the production costs, plus you have all the cast costs. So, when you're in your 5th or 6th season, these actors are making a nice chunk of change because, they say what they usually say is that the first season, the cast works for this is what producers say. This is, not that I've ever worked on a full-blown TV show like this, but I do have a master's in video production, and they say that when the first season actors work for you, the second season, the first season actors work for you, the second season you work together, and the third season you work for the actors, because by that point they realize that you can't really make the show without them, and so then they want more money, they want more creative influence, and so these shows are expensive, and as a consequence, once something leaks out there, it's just, you just have to bite the bullet. Most people aren't willing to go and reshoot something. The
Larry,
only thing that is a possibility.
We got a caller, Larry.
All right, well, hold on. Let me just finish this one point. The only real possibility is if they knew the possibility of leaks happening, and so they filmed alternative endings to different episodes, that's a possibility, because then even if one leaked out there, they could just simply say, okay, cool, we're going to roll with the other one. Or maybe they leaked one out there knowing that people wanted a leak, and then they go with the original one they had planned on running with anyway. So, unless they were forward thinking like that and put that in their budget, I seriously doubt it. They just have to deal with the leaks.
Cool. Caller, you are on Larry and Lamont Talking Power. Who are you, where you from, and tell us what's on your mind.
Hi, Lamont. My name is Tracy. I'm from Allentown, PA.
Hey, Tracy.
And I'm calling because, with the leaks that's going on, unfortunately, I've seen it. Not that I wanted to, but with the leaks that are going on, do you think that they could change the ending? Because everybody's gonna assume it's who we knew this whole time, and for me personally, I want it to be, somebody completely, like out of the blue, like it's not one of the suspects.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I doubt it. Larry just explained his premise on why they're probably not going to change it. They might change portions of it. Even Courtney Kemp herself said they had different endings, right? But to go back and spend the kind of money on production to just edit and put that back in might be a stretch. They might add some things in or substitute some things, but obviously the writers have settled on the story being what it is. And if you was following this channel in the summertime when we started talking about who do this to Ghost, we predicted one of the two individuals that was involved at the end. And I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, and please don't spoil it. But Larry, what do you have to say?
Right. Of course.
What do you got?
Well, what I would say to that is, can we get the leaked the unaired Ramona Love scene out there that I'm not even sure they filmed? But if they didn't film it, can they go film that and then leak that? If you're gonna leak something that people really want to see. We're gonna get to the ending eventually, but let's get to the good part.
See,
I'm just saying.
Let's see, caller, are you ready for the Larry question?
Yes, I'm ready for the Larry question.
Larry, they're ready for the question.
All right. So here we go. If you had to go back throughout the Power series, through all the sex scenes that they've had, through all the love scenes that they've had, if you had to go back and create one again, who would be in it?
Repeat that question.
If you had to go back through all the love scenes and sex scenes that Power has had throughout the whole series, and you had to go back and recreate it, who would be in it?
And recreate it?
Yeah, like for me, all those love scenes with Angela and Ghost, I would just throw Ramona in there and get rid of Angela. They can kill her first season, be done with it.
What?
I'd put Ramona in all of them.
Right.
It wouldn't make any sense. I don't care.
I'm kind of in the same boat for you, but for me, it's like I'm personally, I even though I wasn't a fan of the acting, but I like the side pieces, the ones that are in the scenes for a minute, like Tate earlier in the beginning of
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Nice call. Nice. Yeah, I like that. The campaign worker.
Yeah, man. Hey,
okay, I like that. She was legit. Yeah, she was legit. Okay, nice call. I like that.
Appreciate you calling. We'll stick with both of our channels. Subscribe to mine, subscribe to Larry's.
There you go.
Always. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, fam. and I know some of y'all nasty folks out there thinking about that chick that was in college with Reek. When y'all watched that video and I found her pictures.
Effie.
Yeah, Effie. But
you found some pictures of Effie?
Yeah, I did a video about Effie.
I must have missed that one. I didn't look up Effie because I wasn't sure she was of age, so I didn't really want to look her up. But knowing how they put like 28-year-olds to play roles of like 15 and 16-year-olds, I should have known.
Yeah, she's of age. She's definitely of age. And with us kind of having an idea, we pretty much have known the whole time they was going to do something with Tariq. And a lot of people is up here saying that Tariq is a waste of character. They are saying they're not going to watch nothing without Ghost, and they definitely don't really care for Tariq. How do you feel about that? Do you think they're going to just bite the bullet, hold their nose, and try it out anyway?
Man, I mean, I think they're going to go with it. And I'll tell you part of the reason why is that Tariq is a youngster. He's part of that. They have our generation already roped in. We've already watched, 5 seasons of this? And there's going to be a lot of us that move over and watch the new Tommy joint. But I think they want to bring in some of those younger people, some of the college crew. And I think Tariq can do that. Tariq is sort of like, it's probably a decent analogy. Tariq is sort of like the character from Blackish going to college. He's sort of like when they did the whole grownish thing. That's kind of like, I think, what they could do with him, where he's sort of the young coming of age type. They're bringing in a new audience. So it may be that the storylines and the writing and everything may not appeal to us, but I think it could very well appeal to a younger demographic that they're going after.
Well said. You sound like an educated man. We got a caller coming in. What's up, caller? You on with Lamont and Larry. We talking power. Who are you? Where you calling from? And what's on your mind?
Hey, what's up, Lamont? This is Sean Green. I'm calling from Southern Illinois.
What's up, Sean?
Damn, Sean, I'm not even on the show. I'm out. I'm out. He just said up to you. I'm gone. See you.
What's
How y'all doing?
We good, bro. What's on your mind?
I just wanted to say, I'm a real big, fan of the show Power.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love it, man. Like, every time Sunday is over, it's like I can't wait for the next Sunday to see what happens. Right. And as far as like the leaks go, I'll be honest, I really don't like it, and that because for me it takes away the impact and the mystery and suspense and the emotional impact that we have with these characters, especially Ghost, because you pretty much got an idea of what's gonna happen, especially with how they've been building everything up.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of think you kind of like damaging the show towards the end. You know what I'm saying? And do you guys agree with that?
Oh yeah, definitely. When I do those leak videos that I do, do you ever notice that I'm very careful to only show like 10 seconds? Extremely careful, because
you don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin the whole thing. I kind of treat those leaks like they are a trailer. You know what I mean? Like, give people a quick snippet, then you talk about what you think is going to happen, and you keep it moving.
Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, I
very responsible YouTubing.
The videos that they put out there for like people to see, because it's the internet. People don't look at it. It's kind of hard to stay away, especially we got this next episode coming, and then like the last episode, I think it's like February 9th, so that's a long time.
What? They going on a break? You kidding me?
Man, February 9th is only a couple weeks away.
Oh, because they want to skip the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you got to skip the Super Bowl.
You got to skip the Super Bowl. Well, caller, let me ask you a question. How do you think these leaks? How do you think these leaks getting out there?
Well, the first thing that came to my mind, probably a disgruntled employee.
Okay.
I don't even think it needs to be disgruntled. I think it could just simply be that someone got paid. It could just simply be that some blogger or some vlogger paid somebody to say, hey, can you leak us some footage? And gave them a little bit, and then it got out there.
True.
You know?
True. Well,
I'll tell you what, though. Even I know that you have to wait till you're gonna have to wait for a couple of weeks, but I think if they had planned this right at Stars, I think they should have planned it so that the last episode of Power ran on Super Bowl Sunday, and then they should have had ads all over the Super Bowl. I know it would have been expensive, but they should have ran some ads on the Super Bowl. Had the last episode go right after the Super Bowl, and then lead right in from that last episode to the new Tommy series. That would have been a big lead in for that show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Larry, give the caller your infamous final question. He's waiting.
I got one for you. Have you seen, or if you have seen it, do you plan on watching that new series, P-Valley? Because there's going to be a lot of popping going on.
Damn.
Absolutely not.
Hey, man, because I seen the trailer to that.
Yeah.
It was one scene in there in that trailer that had me disturbed, and I'm like, nah, I can't watch this.
What?
You probably know what I'm talking about.
What? I ain't seen the trailer. Sure.
What was going on in the trailer you didn't like?
Yeah, what happened?
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Let's just say there was a man in some woman's clothing and makeup dancing like a woman, and I was like, man, that ain't for me. That's out of my realm.
Was that? I saw when I saw the trailer, I saw that, and I wasn't quite sure if that was a man if that was a trans woman or a man, or if it was just an unattractive woman. It was unclear. So, because I've been to some strip clubs where there've been some really busted chicks in there dancing, and dudes still like them. There's something for everybody. Like somebody for me that might look like, I like the way Ramona looks. I like the way Tasha looks, but for some people, they think those two women are busted. So, somebody might want someone who looks like Antonio Brown in a bikini. I don't know, So,
hey, caller, we appreciate you, baby. Stick with us. Subscribe to Larry. Stick with me, baby.
Thanks for calling, man.
Well,
all right.
I guess you silly. I guess for anytime an aardvark can't eat an ant, he'll go get him a cockroach, huh?
I think that P-Valley show is going to be good, though, man. From one of the trailers that I've seen, it looks like it's one of those shows that could have some legs on it.
I'm gonna do a review of the trailer probably tomorrow and see how everybody respond to it. And to pick up on something you were saying to the caller when you was talking to him, they're supposed to be dropping Power Book 2, the one that's going to have Method Man and Mary J. Blige. They said 48 hours after the last Power episode.
Okay.
So that would put it on a Tuesday night?
That doesn't make sense to me. I guess they can do it, but I would still think they should run it right after the last episode airs. You need that big lead in,
Right.
You just really need that big lead in. And I think that would have been the perfect time for it. So, but I'm assuming that it's still going to be on Stars. I don't know,
And 50's got another show coming on ABC where a brother gets convicted, going to jail. Like it might be decent.
Right.
It might be decent. I'm gonna see how everybody respond to that one, and probably try to make some videos about that too. Just keep the hype going, keep the buzz moving.
Yeah, that seems very network-ish. I think that's like very much an ABC safe show. So, but I don't think it's gonna have quite the sex appeal as Power.
No, well, you ain't got to have sex appeal to have a good show. You know what I mean? It can still work. All right, we got another caller. Here we go.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
This might be 50 Cent himself because the thing ain't working.
Uh-oh. 50 trying to shut you down. You big leaking mother.
I ain't leaking nothing. Okay, whoever's trying to call for whatever reason, my technology is acting extremely busted.
Somebody said NYC trying to get on the line with y'all. That was
man.
Mazazi. Can't pronounce that one.
Well, whoever it is, I'm getting ready to call their ass back. We beyond the Star 99 era. I can see you calling, and I'm calling their ass right back. That's what I'm going to do.
Got that caller ID.
I've got the caller ID, and I'm going to call them right back. As soon as they stop calling, I'm going to call them right back. Yeah. Here we go. Whoever that was, we about to call you right back right now. Let's see what we got going on here. Uh-oh. Okay.
So should we just spoil it and just tell everybody that it was actually the ghost of Lala that came back and killed?
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, it was the ghost of Lala that came and killed Ghost. That's right. Yeah.
It was the ghost of Lala. She came back. She had a Glock 9mm shooting with her booty with her booty implants, and yeah, that's what happened.
Oh my God. Boy.
I'll tell you the thing that annoyed me. See, I wasn't on with you guys after the week with when Dre got taken out. But I'll tell you the thing that bothered me with that. You guys, if you guys have watched on this live stream, you know that Dre is my man's in them. I like dude because he's a survivor, he was smart, and they just had to really dumb him down and make him just totally put him out of character to get him to go where they wanted that story to go. Because dude has been all about his kid. He's been all about his taking care of his little girl. And then all of a sudden, with his baby mama and his daughter in the car, he has $100,000 in cash that he just took from Congressman Tate. And all of a sudden, he's going to decide to flip a U-turn because he wants to go back and kill Ghost. I mean, that doesn't even make any sense. That was just stupid.
Bro,
that was just that whole thing, that whole build up to that was stupid. I mean, the dude was in and out of jail like twice in the same day and snitched his way out. And then he has money in his pocket and he's going to turn around and go.
Bro.
I mean, that didn't even make any sense. And I talked to some people about it and they were like, well, Congressman Tate had his IDs and stuff. I was like, come on, let's be real. You have $100,000 in your pocket. You honestly think that if you go to some big city, you go down to Texas, Arizona, California, I mean, pretty much any big city, but I'm just thinking the West Coast because there's a lot of immigrants or down south, there's a lot of immigrants near the border. You're going to say with $100,000, you can't take, say, 10 of it. It probably don't even take that, but let's just say you take 10 of it and you go get IDs for you and your girl. Mm-hmm. I mean, let's just be real. It won't even cost 10. You could probably get them. You could probably spend 5 and get IDs for all of them. I'm thinking 10 because maybe you want the real deal. You want someone that actually works at the DMV getting you real legit, documents. I just don't see how he couldn't have thought I'm just gonna bounce out with my $100,000 in my family and I'll get the IDs when I'm out of here.
Bruh, $100,000. He was gonna have to leave the United States. So he was going to have to get a passport plus new IDs. Then he's going to have to take the rest of the money and start a new life wherever he was going.
I mean, let's just be real. If someone said, you need to leave the country, mm-hmm. Do you really think with $100,000 that you can't find someone to get you a passport, real passports, and get out of the country and start over? I mean, let's just say it takes 50 to get the passports and the IDs.
Right.
That still leaves you 50 to get started. So if you go to let's just say you go down south, you go someplace cheap, you go down to Guadalajara, or you go down to, to Panama, someplace like that, Costa Rica, you can buy a place for like less than 50. Even if you rented a place, because you were like, let's just be conservative with our money, you can rent a place for like $500 a month. Okay. I mean,
okay, we got a caller on the line. Caller from Charlotte. Who are you and what's your power comment?
My name is Coach Cal, man. How y'all fellas doing?
What's going on, Coach Cal? You sound like you just out of a coaching session.
What's up, Coach?
Yeah, a little bit under the weather. I'm gonna first start by saying congratulations on your new addition. I hope you and your wife really have a safe pregnancy and everything, man. So you take good care of that situation.
I appreciate it.
My quick comment is this: I happened to notice the other day. I was just looking up some information on, on Power Season 6. And I happened to go to Wikipedia, and this upcoming episode is being produced by Mario Van Peebles.
Man, get out of here!
And that, yeah. If you go to season 6 on Wikipedia, it has a list of everybody that has actually directed the episodes that have been up since season 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm finding it interesting. Like, I wouldn't think that Mario Van Peebles would let something be leaked out that he has directed or had his hand in. I mean, not that he's like, the top of the line directors out there and stuff, but he is a well-known director.
Well, not only
I just wanted to get y'all's comments and thoughts on that.
Okay, caller, we'll let you go on that, and I'll follow up on your question for you. A lot of y'all don't know Mario Van Peebles is a brother that has acted before, and he started directing a long time ago. He had a award-winning show called Damages that starred Glenn Close, and that show was pure fire.
Yeah, don't sleep on Mario Van Peebles.
Don't sleep on. The brother can put a show together.
Yeah, and he's been at it for a long time.
Right. He's been at the game for a hot minute. And I'm with him. If Mario Van Peebles is on something, because Mario Van Peebles runs a very tight ship. I've read up a lot about him and what he does, and he likes to have his hands in a lot of the control of his productions. So it do make you wonder how these leaks got out there, other than what Larry said. Maybe they leaked it to hackers for a payday or something of that nature.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, honestly, I'm thinking somebody down the line, someone on the, maybe that was in the pipeline with editing, or, maybe someone that was part of the promotion staff or someone. I think someone who was willing to take the risk. It's either it was leaked intentionally by somebody who knew there were no consequences for them, or it was leaked by somebody who was willing to take the risk for a payday.
That's what's up.
I don't think that's somebody that's working on, I don't think some editor who's working, in some production house is willing to risk not just their job, but losing a contract for their company by leaking something like that. I just don't see it. I think it has to come from somebody that's willing to, somebody who's maybe like a street team member or something, or, not a street team, but, somebody who's on doing promotion, or somebody who's a little bit higher up who knows if I get caught, it's not really going to matter. It's all sort of orchestrated anyways. So
we got a caller on the line from Brooklyn. Brooklyn, you on the line. Talk to us, Lamont and Larry.
What's up, Lamont? Maz, yeah, we spoke right after season 10. When you were doing some live interview with your wife, and you were doing like the predictions of who shot Ghost and if he was dead or not. I don't know if you remember, but I had called up and I told you, I said Ghost was dead and Tariq shot him.
Yeah, I remember. Because you remember who I said, right?
So, what's up?
Do you remember who I said shot him?
I can't understand what you're saying, brother.
I said, do you remember who I said shot him?
You said Tasha, and then your second guess was Tariq.
Yep, exactly. I remember your phone call like it was a peanut butter sandwich I had in 7th grade.
That must have been a really good sandwich.
I told you were right, man. I could have sworn it was Tasha, but with all these leaks coming out, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to believe it's Tasha now. You know what I mean?
Right, man. And considering that, have you seen the leaks and all that without telling everybody?
Yeah, I've seen them. You don't want to talk in detail about them, right?
Yeah. No details. But from what you know,
all right, no details. Yeah, I've seen a lot of leaks right now.
From what you know of these leaks, do you feel like there can be some good spinoffs from the way it ended?
I think the only good spinoff, to be honest, is going to be the Tommy. If Tommy does another show, and the Kanan show that they talk about, the Rise of Kanan. I don't think book 2 is going to be interesting. I think I told you that last time we spoke. I'm really not interested in seeing how Tariq grows as a character. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just too invested in Ghost and Tommy. You know what I mean? Like, those are my guys.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
You know, it's funny. It's funny that he says that because I know you've said plenty of times that Tariq is a favorite character of what's her name? What's in the Courtney? Yeah, but everybody that I seem to talk to does not like Tariq, does not care about Tariq, does not want to see any more Tariq. Mm-hmm. And I mean, maybe they can do some wonderful things and write it and make it interesting. And maybe for Tariq, maybe like I was saying, maybe a younger demographic, maybe a demographic that skews younger towards like the upper teens and low 20s. Maybe they would like to see that. Mm-hmm. I just don't think that Tariq holds any interest for people our age.
Right there, because you got to hit all the demographics. I think like with Power, with Ghost and Tommy, you know, we're hitting the guys 25 and older maybe. Yeah. That's why we're feeling them like that. And like you said, maybe the young cats are feeling Tariq, and maybe that's why they got to do it. I get it. I get what you're saying there.
But I have no interest in seeing Tariq either. I'm just like, I don't like him. I wanted Effie to off him.
Man, come on, man.
I'm just saying. He said Black Widowed his ass.
He was living these six years. Come on, man. Like, this guy want to kill his dad. Like, what is this?
I just don't like dude. I'm not saying I'm gonna get the actor. I just don't like his character. He's whack.
But look, the fact that we're sitting here talking about how much we hate him shows you how much of a polarizing character that he is.
100%, just like Dre, the same thing, man.
Right.
Now Dre, I can get with. Dre was a survivor. Dude was a hustler. Tariq is just a little spoiled beer.
Episode 13, when Tommy was at Truth with Ghost. Mm-hmm. And Tommy said, stay with me. And you hear Ghost say, stay with you. Do you guys feel like this guy, Ghost, is going to come back and haunt these guys? Like, you know how Ghost was seeing all his, like, you know, his daughter. He saw Angela. Do you think these guys are going to see a little bit of Ghost in the spinoff? You probably in Tommy's show, you definitely going to see him. Like, he probably be making a decision. Man. He's probably going to be making a decision, and he might be saying to himself, what would Ghost do? And then Ghost might pop up and start talking to him.
It could be. We could even see some crazy threesomes between Angela and Ghost, and we might see some a ghost orgy between Angela, Ghost, and what's her name? The redhead that he killed? Holly. We might see all of them getting it in.
Yeah. So, Larry, give the caller your infamous.
I miss Holly.
Yeah, I like Holly too. Give the caller your infamous last question, Larry.
It's simple. Do you like gingers? Because I think Holly was a blazer.
He said, do you like redheads?
I can't understand what the name is. Do I like who?
Redhead, women with red hair.
Do you like gingers?
No, it's not my cup of tea, man. Sorry.
Yeah,
man. See, I liked Holly. I thought Holly was nice.
Caller, we appreciate you, baby. Stick with both of us.
Curves in my women, man. She's too square for me.
Right.
Hey, man, you got to branch out every now and then. It's all right.
I'm more of a Lakeisha kind of guy, man. Like in the middle of Lakeisha and Holly is where I'm at, man.
Man, you put Lakeisha and Holly next together, they about the same skin tone.
Oh my God. Hey, we appreciate you, baby. Stick with both of our channels.
Yo, thanks for taking my call. Good luck with the baby, brother.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you much. Boy, Larry, I will say this about you, brother. You do not discriminate. There's not a discriminating bone in your body. You will drink ginger tea. You drink vanilla latte.
Yeah, man.
You drink big booty whole latte. You drink onion smell goop. You will get all of it. You ain't
chocolate milk. I'm down with that bubble tea too.
Oh my God. Man. You're trying to get in trouble up here today, and we're not falling for your trouble.
I can get you in all kinds of trouble now. Your wife can't leave you.
Yes, she can.
She's stuck with you for at least another 18 years.
Hey, man, a baby ain't made nobody stay in the same household together. Look at Ghost.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that.
Yeah. So, well, I think, man, we'll start wrapping this one up. We just wanted to touch bases with y'all to see how y'all was feeling about a possible Tommy show, about where they're going to go post-Power with these spinoffs, if you was even interested in any of these spinoffs. And Larry, considering you haven't seen how it's going to end,
right?
Tell me the way you hope it ends.
I hope that what we see is that Ghost and Ramona were getting it in back in his office. And then right after they got done, he got dressed, walked out there. Ramona grabbed the gun, came out there and blasted him. And it turns out she shot him because Ghost had off somebody in her life, you know, and this whole thing with her getting involved with him and the political thing was all just a big setup so she can get close and off dude. So I hope she Black Widowed his ass. That's what I'd like to see. But really, that's mostly so I can see the love scene with Ramona in it. But if not, then I kind of guess I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really, I mean, like maybe Tasha, I don't know, man, because the whole thing with Tariq just seems so, honestly, it seems lazy. It just seems like a rehash of some Shakespearean Oedipus type stuff. It just seems so predictable. And I don't really want to see that. But with Tasha, do I want to see Tasha off him? I mean, not really either. But at the same time, she has plenty of reason. It's not like he hasn't made her life difficult. But I still don't really kind of want to see that. I mean, I guess I would. I mean, at this point, the people like it would make sense if Tommy had killed him. But since he didn't, I kind of don't really care. I mean, I don't think that Congressman Tate would kill him. I mean, he might be angry like he wants to, but I don't think there's enough history there to let Tate do it.
Right.
I mean, it would have made sense to me if it was like Dre. It would have made real sense to me if it was Dre, because Dre was ambitious. He was trying to take what Ghost had on some level. That would have made sense to me. But so I mean, when all the people I wanted it to be, they already said it wasn't them. So part of me is like, I don't really care, which is part of the reason why I haven't really watched the leaks, because part of me is like, I don't really care at this point.
Right. Let me show my boy Mark Hosey. Been hitting me up, giving me great information in the DMs. And for anybody watching this live stream or that goes back and catches later, if you got some topics you want to hit me up about that you want to see on YouTube, always DM me on Instagram or the Life Game Facebook page so I can get your voice heard. And if you ever want to collab with me and Larry on a live stream, it doesn't have to be Power. It can be issues in our community. It can be other TV shows.
It can be the impeachment.
It can be whatever. We are Renaissance brothers. We can talk about just about everything. We've done a lot, and we love rapping with y'all. Always hit me up on Instagram in the DM if you got something to talk about.
We can talk about how you don't like it when your grandmother asks you to scrape her corns off. We can talk about any of that. We can talk about you not one to have to worry about bunions when you wear those too small shoes.
Yeah. Now I won't be on that one with y'all. I'll let Larry speak that one. If that's what you want to talk about, we believe in collaborating with other YouTubers. It helps you grow. People helped us grow in that way, so we down for doing that if you're a YouTuber watching the stream. Somebody want me to make one more comment before we go, and this is in regards to Tate doing a spinoff and him and Ramona riding off into the sunset. How you feel about that?
And him and Ramona riding off into the sunset?
Yep.
If it's gonna get me to my end goal, then I'm okay with it. But I mean, honestly, I don't really see the two of them riding off into the sunset as some sort of power couple or something. I just don't. I think she likes dudes that are probably, I don't know. I think Congressman Tate seems a little weak, and I don't think she likes dudes like that. I think she needs someone probably more like a Ghost. Either she needs someone like a Ghost, or she needs somebody that's just straight, just completely straight. No street in them, no nothing. I mean, she needs somebody that's going to be like Van Jones, or she needs a real street dude. One of the two.
Right. She seemed like she like a guy that's got a little thug in him, a little OG in him. That's what it seemed like she liked. And with Councilman Tate, a lot of his stuff seemed contrived, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah. So that's just my thing. But I mean, if that's what gets me to my end goal with Ramona, then cool. I'll take it. But I don't think that's gonna happen.
If you want to see her like that, you're gonna have to watch her in one of her other shows, Shooter, The Destined Nine. She's got other shows out there.
All right, I'm gonna go check her out and see what else she's in that I might want to see. But I'm curious because I know we always ask people what else do they want to watch, and people are obsessed with Power. I get it; it's a cool show, but there's new stuff that's coming out, like the P-Valley show that's coming out. We just finished the first season of Watchmen. I want to know what other people are watching because I know you don't watch a whole lot of TV, Lamont. I watch quite a bit, so I usually when I'm shooting and editing, I usually have the TV on and I'm watching shows while I'm editing my stuff or doing research on different products or whatever else. So I watch a lot of TV and I want to know what other people are watching. So
no, I mean, I watch TV. I watch shows. I don't per se watch like live TV or anything like that.
Right.
I watch network shows. I ain't trying to say, I'm not knocking what people like to watch, but I tend to like more complex shows. Like I said, the one Mario Van Peebles did, Damages. I love that show.
Okay.
Ray Donovan. That show is getting real good this season, and I hope they don't end it. And when I put those videos about Ray Donovan, people didn't really care for it.
Right.
Godfather Harlem was a good show. Now, people did care for reviews on that. So I try to go around the spectrum and watch a lot. And, I do the movie review thing too. So,
right.
I've got that thespian heart in me. It's just trying to find the right shows for the audience I have and what they like. And I can tell you right now, it ain't going to be a whole lot of Tyler Perry. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't really get out with Tyler Perry like that. I know he's been doing better stuff, lately, but I just so much of that coonery that he's done in the past, I just can't, because of that, I just don't have a palate for him. I just can't get down with him with all that. So,
yeah, he's gonna have to expand beyond what he's been doing. Oh yeah, and someone just mentioned Snowfall, and the episodes I caught of Snowfall, I really did like. So I might get back on that. But here's a show that Larry mentioned to me, and one of my homegirls mentioned to me that I didn't get into it in the beginning, but when I went,
I know what you're gonna say.
It's a show called Shameless, man. That's on Showtime. That show is so raw. The father on that show is a wino that everybody that watches Power can relate to. Y'all will be ready to rip his neck out. And it's like trying to understand the dynamics of a redneck family that's stuck in the inner city in Chicago, and they go through all the stereotypes, all the storylines. They pick on everybody, whether you're gay, black, white, a politician. They pick on everybody, and the acting in Shameless is outstanding.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's a fantastic show. If you haven't watched it before, it's one of those shows. There's a lot of seasons already available, so you can really binge out on it and enjoy it. And the great thing about it is that if they want to keep it going, they can, because the original Shameless was set in the UK, and that show ran for 17 seasons. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of material that they have that they can run with. But it's so much fun to watch that show, because there's just the shenanigans that they get up to, and the stuff that you see that they go through and they get away with. And some of it you watch and you're like, oh, this is white people getting away with a whole bunch of stuff. But they talk about that too. They talk about some of the white privilege and some of the stuff they know they're getting away with because people look past them and don't really think that they would do some of it. Mm-hmm. But it's really interesting because you have characters like the dad, who's a complete drunken degenerate. You have one son named Lip, who's a genius, and a bona fide genius, and then you have the other kids who are sort of in the way of the dad, in the same sense, where they're hustlers but they don't want to be their dad. So it's a fantastic show. If you haven't watched it, I definitely say give that show a try. I think you will really, really enjoy it.
You got to give it a try. They actually do have African Americans up there. Right. And everybody who's ever seen Coming to America, and y'all remember the one that was supposed to give herself to Eddie Murphy, She plays the mama on that show. And I'm on season 3 right now, so don't expect any reviews from me of the updated versions. But the show has something for everybody, and the way that father from season to season keeps getting in the mess is it's unreal.
And it just he keeps on ramping it up. It keeps ramping. Some people on here, let me cut in. Some people have said Ozark's on Netflix. That's a really good show.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that, someone else said Top Boy. Top Boy is a real good show too. I watched the old Top Boy a while back, and the new Top Boy is really it was a really interesting way to jump back into that story. I thought it was really good. Mm-hmm. Someone said The Chi. I have watched The Chi. I'm caught up on The Chi. But here's my issue with The Chi.
Okay.
That show, every time I watch it, makes me so sad. It makes me so depressed. It's not like just one of those things where you see particular issues that happen in the community and it makes you angry or you're entertained. It just makes me really sad. I mean, the first couple episodes I watched that show, I had to watch them like weeks apart because it was too much. It was just too much. Mm-hmm. You know? There's a certain amount of reality that you want, and then there's a certain amount where you're just like, especially with everything that was going on in the country at the time, I was just like, I can't deal with this right now. I need something a little bit lighter.
Right.
It's definitely a good show. You know, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've been watching lately that I really just think like everyone should watch. And I've just been sort of watching stuff to watch, but
I would tell people if they've never seen The Good Wife, when that show was on, it was fire. I mean, It was on network TV, but that was a damn good show. Go back and watch The Good Wife. Go back and watch Damages. One show that I really love that's coming to an end this season is Homeland.
Homeland. That's another great one.
Man, that's a great damn show. And also, if you have Amazon Prime, don't forget you get to watch the Amazon shows. Right. They have a show with Billy Bob Thornton playing a lawyer. That show is fire.
Oh, right. What is that show? I forgot the name of it, but I know what you're talking about. I think I watched the first season of it.
Yeah. I can't think of the name of it either. I forgot, but the show is fire. Definitely go and check that show out. Just go Billy Bob Thornton Amazon. It'll pop up.
Right. And if you guys do have Amazon Prime and you get to watch the shows, check out The Man in the High Castle. If you like, I don't know if you've seen that, but if you like complex shows, that show will have you captivated because it's sort of, I know some people don't like time travel somewhat, but it's got a sort of a time travel element, but it's not really time travel. It's more like dimension travel. Right. It's a really interesting concept if you watch it.
My folk Raymond just said the show is called Goliath. Appreciate that, homie.
Goliath, okay.
Yeah, appreciate that, homie.
Goliath, right. So let me give you another show. This is a show that if you get this, you probably either have to download it. I think the first couple seasons might actually be on Netflix now. Mm-hmm. I think they're on Netflix now, but the latest season you might have to download it by like torrent or something, or get a VPN and stream it because it airs on the CBC, which is the Canadian Broadcasting Company. But it's a show called Kim's Convenience, and I don't know if any of you have seen it, but if you haven't, it's a comedy. It's like a sort of like a sitcom, but it's called Kim's Convenience. I think the first 2 or 3 seasons are available on Netflix now, but it's kind of like a show with Archie Bunker sort of but instead of like a white dude, you have a Korean dude who comes over from Korea with his wife. They start a family in Canada and they own a corner grocery store. And he's just like this sort of grumpy old dude who's totally and completely politically incorrect. Part of it is because he just doesn't know any better. Part of it is because he doesn't want to know any better. But they get into all kinds of shenanigans, and it's just a funny show. Some of it is a little salty and politically incorrect, but it's not grimy. Like you can't like watch it with your kids if you didn't want to. So, but it's called Kim's Convenience. The show's hilarious. Check it out.
My folks, Skull 20 just mentioned Into the Badlands, which is a great show.
Yeah,
brother, that's kind of like the new Bruce Lee. And then he's gonna say, Lamont, are you falling asleep? No, I'm wide awake. I'm just reading y'all comments as y'all scroll down. Boy, me and Larry need to do a show about what people be saying in them comments. Because, bro, in them comments on them videos, sometimes I'll be like, man. I'm gonna watch this all day.
People are bugging out sometimes.
Man, they be tripping. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to end right there. Great dialogue. I really appreciate you guys. Hit me on Instagram, giving me your DMs about show topics, about shows to watch. Things you see on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to Larry's channel. He's actually thinking about doing another channel just so he can talk about TV shows and movies, and we would love for you guys to go support him. Continue to support my other channel. I'm getting ready to change the name of it to Daddy Day Home. Since YouTube has fixed my main channel. And a lot of what you're going to see on the other channel is going to be things about being a dad who's raising a kid, issues for men and women. You can relate to some of these issues because I get a lot of my information from women. I'm like Black Panther. Some of the strongest people in my inner circle are all women, except for when I go to the gym. And I will be posting my lifts and stuff like that on Instagram. So please follow me on Instagram. Follow Larry. Larry, any last words you want to say to the people?
Yeah, since you mentioned Black Panther, I just want to reiterate to the whole world out there that Killmonger was actually the hero of that movie. So if you guys didn't realize that, he was the true and rightful hero of that movie.
True that. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we will say sayonara until that next Sexy as Hell live stream. We'll see you.
All right, you guys. Love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.
Boy.